Okay.
Okay. So I was thinking of how to heal from breakups.
Okay.
I don't know, that would fit in relationships. I don't know how well that sells or how to spin it or whatever, but
Honestly, relationships is one of the categories though. And so you're helping people get over relationships of like bad relationships and get ready for their next one. So that's definitely could be an option. Do you have knowledge to share about that and like experience kind of to teach about like helping people guiding them through that? Or would you use your like wellness techniques to help with that is your thought?
yeah, I have experience and I have, I guess, my own take on,
Yeah.
healing and so I have been through a really bad breakup, and I mean I'm married now with kids. So I mean I have that story, I guess.
Yeah. No, I love that. So that's totally, I mean, we've all had bad breakups and can all relate to that. You know what I mean? And have all gone through. And so, yeah, I think too, like that potentially the end result of like really helping people like refine themselves after a relationship to to build the relationship with themselves so that they're ready for the next relationship kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
I'm
Something
not
good too.
fully crazy about it just
Okay.
because, um, well, for one, I mean, and I know this shouldn't hold me back, but just like I'm not a professional psychologist, therapist.
Right.
So, and I don't want to say the wrong thing to maybe somebody gets hurt more for some reason, not just from bad advice or whatever. I have my worries. So, uh,
Yeah. So I think that's the thing to think about too is first you have to be comfortable and confident like with it, but you also are sharing from your perspective and your experience. You're not saying like this is like the only way or this is like and you're not saying like I have a degree in this, you're not going to be like saying that you're something you're not. You're a real person that's had real experience and has put together all of that experience and advice, who is now happily married and has a beautiful family. And you're a champion. You've come out on the other side of that. Like that's amazing. So that's totally something that um would that be something that you would feel comfortable like creating content around and putting yourself out there like on the camera and posting on a like daily cadence to talk about all of those kinds of things and the tips and tricks for taking care of yourself during a breakup and all of that?
um, possibly, like I said, I'm not like super solid on the idea. I'm still wanting to think
Yeah.
more. So that's just one of the ones because I'm trying so hard to think of like all the things of like end results, helping people overcome a problem fits into the categories, something that I've actually experienced. Like I just am trying to think so hard and I just haven't really landed on something I feel 100% about. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So then I think part of the thing is, so the reason why people go through business in a weekend and are successful with business in a weekend after they go through it is because they are so passionate and knowledgeable about something that they want to share it and they want to help people with the information that they have. And taking that, so that you have that idea, you have that thought and that information and that what you're wanting to help people with, and we help you turn that into a business, right? And so that's where I think the disconnect is right now is that you've shared a lot of your passions, but there's nothing quite there yet that you feel like I want to share about that information or I want to help people with that. Because we have a list of some, like I was talking to one of our teammates, my teammates this morning, and she was like, yeah, those are all amazing ideas that would totally sell, on the list that we put together. But that if you're not feeling it, then that's because the business part of it is you creating the content. Like that's what you're going to have to do after this. And you're going to have to feel confident creating videos and talking on camera and creating like all of these materials and resources and things like that. And Do you feel like that's something that you're going to feel comfortable with anything?
Yeah, if I can if I can find it. I mean, even the breakup stuff, like I don't know if it's talked about. I just feel like a lot of people are just out there. Like I know for me, a part of my journey was I did seek counseling, but I know a lot of people don't, and they're just kind of going through this like alone and don't have really hardly anyone to talk to, or if they do, it's somebody who doesn't have really great advice, like, oh, just go meet me at the bar and get drunk or
Right.
whatever. So
Right.
I would like to contribute to that conversation. So yeah, not just that topic, but yes, in general, if it's, I really want to help people. Like I was saying, as far as like, if I do a course like this, I want it to be something that they get more value than what they paid for.
Hmm.
So I do have a desire to put whatever I can to like really give someone a lot of value. I just really need that thing.
Yeah.
So
So here's my question, and it's okay if the answer to this is no, because it totally happens. But do you feel like like creating a course and doing having your online business be something like this is the right thing for you? Or do you think there's another way for you to earn passive online income? Because this is not passive. This is very active. Like you are the CEO, you are the business owner, you are the content creator, you are the boss lady, and it is a full-time job. And if that, I feel like maybe that's the piece that's kind of holding us up a little bit. Maybe I'm totally wrong. And maybe there's a part of you that's thinking maybe something else would be um more kind of what you were hoping for, thinking like having a product or doing, so doing something like that. Because there's a lot of ways to earn online income. It doesn't have to be this. So I wanted to ask that. And we were talking about that this morning. Because it's not for everybody, and that's totally fine. And if it is, we can keep plugging away. But I like think about that, like is this for sure what you want to do?
I mean, I don't think it's like that's my main hang up,
Okay.
because sure, I mean, I'd like to give it a shot.
Yeah.
Um it's just more like I'm just really struggling trying to come up with a topic. So,
Okay. Um, so let's think about, I guess, you said you had a couple other ideas, right? You said relationships, which I think is a great one and is a fantastic idea. Um, what was your other thoughts that you had?
um oh man, I'm kind of losing it now. Oh, just I guess I don't have an amazing story to go with it though, but this idea about just like getting really clear on desire to do something, like what is it you want to do, and like the feel the fear and do it anyway. Get clear on your values, just kind of that direction. um but yeah, like I said, I'm not 100%. I've just been trying to think of just so many things that I can try to go for, but yeah, I still have.
And it doesn't, like the story part isn't the piece that I would get the most hung up on, because we can craft a story and we can use other stories or transformations or whatever. It doesn't necessarily have to be you. So that's something to keep in mind too. Um, so you can kind of, when you're thinking through these things, don't think of it from that, like, I have to have this big, amazing, like personal transformational story. Um, it can be a story that we can craft, a reason why it's important, and we can show other examples. We can show, so that can, but it does have to be, again, like back to that, like something that you feel passionate and excited about sharing. And then also something that will sell, you know, that's going to be an offer that people are going to be like, oh, I love that.
Yeah, and Ted's idea from that video you shared about like, well, if it's just something you're interested in, you could like just look up information for 30 days
Yeah,
and then teach it. So yeah, I was just gonna think more on that. Like, what's the direction I'd like to go? I mean, I would really like to start a travel. I just don't know how, like, how to package it because I've done a lot of international traveling,
yeah,
and I have pictures from back then. Um, so I don't know what kind of travel court like I see, like I said, solo female travelers. I see their blogs and stuff. I don't know how I would sell a course necessarily,
yeah. Helping
but that's an
women.
idea. Like I was saying, I just have so many ideas. I just need to kind of figure it out. Is there
Okay.
anybody else who maybe has done like a travel type of topic?
I don't, not that I know about the top of my head, but I feel like we could package it in the relationship category because traveling solo, like you get real close with yourself and you learn a lot about yourself really quickly, and so maybe it's the way of helping women. I'm like, right, I'm typing as we're talking, like helping women confidently travel solo, um, or helping women find themselves. Hmm. Helping women. When you traveled, what would you say are the three biggest things that you walked away from, like learning about yourself or feeling after, like, how did you grow through those travels? Talk to me about that.
um, I guess the number one thing is just that I feel that getting out of the country is so important. I was listening to another like travel blogger guy on one of his videos, and he was like, "This should be required education for school." Like he felt like it was not just a luxury, but like a necessity because to learn about other cultures, to expand your mind, to hear other languages and the food and the dress and the customs and
Hmm.
everything. I feel strongly too. I just feel like, and I don't know how I would put this in a course, but just like the political issues we have, like I just feel like some things would at least be evened out if more people traveled internationally, because there'd just
Hmm.
be more of an awareness of humans and other cultures and other ways of thinking. And um, so I just agreed with him. Like I just kind of feel like it's almost a necessity. Um, so I know I always have a lot of words, and I know you always ask for
Oh, it's
a
okay. I'm
concise
listening.
sentence, but
I'm listening. I'm listening. Helping
like,
women.
and I really liked when I taught English in Korea for a while, for like 8.5 months or something like that. And because even though I'm half Korean, my mom's Korean, and I was born in Korea, but I was raised here, and I don't speak Korean. I didn't really experience a lot of the culture growing up, just like little bits and pieces. But like then when I went and taught English in Korea, that's when I really had culture shock. Um, just as someone who grew up as an American in the United States. And there was like a sentence that I read from somebody else saying like to the I don't remember the exact wording, but it was like the point of the sentence was like you don't even realize like the customs or the culture that you take for granted as like just something you've gotten
Mhm.
used to, or you expect it should go this way until you're in a completely different culture. Like you don't even realize like what you've taken for granted in your own culture
Yes,
until you come up against that difference in a different culture. Because like
totally.
you might expect, oh, the language is going to be different, the food's going to be different, but then like I was there and so many of the elderly men just spit on the ground like
Yeah.
way more than I've ever seen in the United
Mhm.
States. Like it's just happening all the time, and that really grossed me out. And it's like that's something I would, I took for granted like
Yep.
certain social habits and customs that we might consider in the United States something people don't generally do, but then like you go somewhere else and they take it for granted a different way. And anyway, gosh, I could go on. Just what I really took from it was the culture shock and how important it is. It's hard, but it forces you to grow and expand your mind and awareness. I think it's so healthy for people and so important. Anthony Bourdain,
I
he's,
love
you know,
him.
he, I really liked his show. I know a lot of, and I found out about him like before I was vegan, but then even after I was vegan, I know a lot of vegans don't like him because he promotes like eating meat and stuff. But I understand his message, because his message, he was really passionate too about like Americans need to like expand their awareness about other cultures. It's, once you do have that expanded awareness, you realize just how
Mhm.
important it is, and just how narrow minded you are when you just stay in your own culture, and how that limits you and your understanding.
Mhm.
So it's really important. I don't know how to package all that to something that would sell, but
Yeah, well, let me show you. I'm going to share my screen. And so while you were just typing, like I'm thinking of your course, right? And here, your most courses consist of like 5 to 6 modules, right? And your like the first module is always mindset, because it's like getting your mind right, like thinking about like what's needed to be successful in the course, um maybe moving past like common misconceptions and things like that, and just kind of like really setting the foundation for where the course is going. And then maybe your next module could be all about feeling the fear and doing it anyways, and you could just really be talk about feeling your emotions and like being aware of your emotions and taking time to sit with those and how to move through those, and your take on the law of attraction and everything like that. And then maybe your next module is all about breath work and breath work practices and how to implement breath work and what the benefits of breath work are and all of those kinds of things. You could have a movement and dance and like talk about like different types of movement and incorporate your 2 areas of strength, which are dance and stretching and yoga kinds of things, and talk about why movement is important for that overall like wellness, really, and all of that. And then you could have a travel module, and you could talk about solo travel, and you could talk about the importance of travel and cultural like learning different cultures and being open and like having different experiences to really become a more whole, like have a different worldview, and like see things from through a different lens with a different perspective, with the goal of helping women to become more confident and independent and strong so they can live their best life. So what if that
okay,
was something like that was your end result, like helping women become confident, independent,
sure. I mean, I
and
like that.
helping women become confident and something. Hmm.
So would this still fit in like relationship categories or?
Like a self, like a relationship with yourself. I'm thinking like helping women gain confidence, independence, and
Yeah, I remember I was watching one of the videos and Ted was saying, I do like this direction and I'm glad you're helping me with it. But I remember him saying, like, even though having a good relationship with yourself is important, he was saying it doesn't really sell very well. It's only relationships, like romantic relationships with
yeah,
other people or training your dog, that really sells.
yep, and that's true. Um, but it's a direction for us. Like, and I can like I told you yesterday, like I can see your course, like I can see it coming together, but I
Yeah.
just like we need that end result. And I mean, this could be for moms too, like, or it could be for women, um, healing their relationship with their family because they're truly building their relationship with themselves. Um,
Mhm.
It could be helping moms master the art of holistic parenting to raise compassionate kids, because then you could add parenting with compassion as one of the modules here, you know,
Hmm.
because that's an area I know we don't want it to be all about, like, we wanted to think of other things outside of parenting, but um like that is, I was this morning we were talking about, and somebody said, I'm not even a mom and I would want to learn about how to like detox my home and help like be compassionate towards children, you know? And so I think that that is definitely an area that you bring to the table. So whether or not you choose to explore it or not, that's fine. But I think there's definitely, it's an area of interest for people because there is such more of an awareness around like natural products and organic food and like all of those kinds of things too. So we also, this could also be a part of um getting over relationships to get ready for their next, you know, all of these things. Go on a trip to get over your breakup, honestly. Like get out of town. And
Yeah.
um, you know,
I just feel like if I do the travel thing, the number one question people are going to have is, well, how did you afford it? How did you afford it? So then it becomes like a money course.
yeah, and that's why like I don't think it can be travel. Like we can't sell travel because you're not
Yeah.
a travel agent, you're not, you know, um, and we don't want to ask somebody to spend $1,000 on your course to then go spend $1,000 on a plane ticket to take a solo trip. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you could use like traveling could be a part of whatever course you offer, like having, you know, like experiencing different foods, different cultures, having a different perspective, getting a more holistic worldview, like how to travel with kids, even, you know?
Oh, you know what? I saw a course advertisement recently about how to take these amazing pictures and videos with just your iPhone, not a
Mm-hmm.
professional camera.
Yeah.
And at least the like the advertisement of the picture of the product, she had like the pictures and videos. I was like, wow, she took that with an
Yeah.
iPhone. So that's another one that I thought was kind of interesting. And that's another one where I would have to take Ted's suggestion of learning it myself and then coming back.
Yeah.
So, but that interests me.
Totally. And if that's something, so like we could always push pause on business in a weekend right now, take a break, take a breather for however long you need, 30 days, whatever, like dabble, like take a couple different courses, you know, take a iPhone photography course, take like a relationship kind of like coaching course or something, you know, like take dabble and like into the areas that you're like, this is something that I'm personally interested in and I would like to share with others. And then we can craft your own course and you can teach other people and to do the same thing when you find something that you're really like, oh yeah, this is my thing, you know, that's always an option. Totally.
Okay, yeah, I think that would be good because I think maybe I do want to explore a couple areas and I think I do want to explore that iPhone, take better pictures and videos with professional quality pictures and videos with your iPhone.
Okay.
That might be a good one.
Yeah, and I want us to think about that one though too, because I love that you're interested in it, and I think it, like, honestly, when you see something, I'm like, how do I do that? You know, like my videos never look like that, or like my pictures never look as good as it does like in real life, you know. Um, we would just have to kind of figure out like where that would where we would package that, but we totally like absolutely, because maybe what you do, like that could fall under the money one, because you could be helping people to like get more followers or like engage their social media audience to build their business and their brand because they know how to take
Yeah.
better pictures and better quality photos and things like that and spruce up their feed and all of that kind of stuff. Like absolutely, people will pay money to help to learn how to like boost their social presence, you know. So,
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
okay.
So I need to just do
Okay.
that then.
So let's do this. I want us to like put a date on the calendar though. I don't want it to like
Yeah.
be like, just let me know when you're ready, because no, you're going
Yeah.
to be ready and we're going to figure this out.
Yeah.
And okay. So here's what I'm thinking we should do. It is August 24th right now. Should we reconnect on what do you think about Friday, September 29th? Give it like a solid month.
Hmm.
Sooner, more time, you let me know. I just threw out a random date. That was about a month away.
Yeah, it just seems so far away, but then I think maybe I will need all that time.
Well, what we could do is this. We could do like halfway through September, like give it a couple weeks. So your homework then will be to the end of this week, find a couple of courses, start taking them. And then in a couple of weeks, I think you'll have a clear idea of like, I want to do this, I want to do that. And I feel confident and comfortable sharing this information or confident, comfortable sharing that information. And from there, we can start building the course so that by the time you've like done all your due diligence and learned all you can, and you can keep learning too after you have started your course, your course can always get better and change and evolve and grow as you learn more. Absolutely. Yeah, totally. We can do that. So what about like the 15th, September 15th? Give it like 2.5 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, September 15th sounds good.
That's a Friday.
Okay.
Um, do you have any like time preference that works best for you with the kids and like childcare and stuff?
Um, I guess let's do around the same time.
Okay, so like 12 o'clock your time, 1 o'clock my time.
Sure, sounds great.
Okay. And I'm gonna put on here for a chunk, like how about till 5 my time, 4 your time. We can always go longer if needed. And because I would love for you to keep me in the loop, like email me throughout this time. Let me know what you're thinking. We can always meet sooner if you're feeling ready, or we can push this date back if you feel like I just really need more time. It's flexible.
Okay.
Nothing is set in stone, but I'm wanting us to have something on the calendar so it doesn't just like time doesn't tick away, you know?
Right.
Um, okay. So yeah, just you have my phone number, you have my email, keep me in the loop, let me know what you're thinking. Um, and but when you're exploring your options, like really truly think about like, I want to invest time in something, but I want it to be investing time, first of all, in something that I'm excited about and passionate about, but also something that fits into one of the 4 categories and that could easily be like, this is it. This is my offer, you know? So be
Okay.
thinking about that piece too. Okay, Vickie. Okay, I just sent you the invite for then. Um, do you feel good about that? Do you feel better about that?
I feel hopeful.
Okay, okay. And yeah, like I said, just keep me posted. Like send me what you're thinking, what direction you're headed. But get started on that. Like do some research this afternoon, tomorrow, whatever, and like fresh start next week, learning all sorts of new fun things. And then kind of let me know what you decide and then we can kind of go from there. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome.
Well,
Okay.
thank you for working with me. Thank you for your patience.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like
Because
I said, I've struggled with trying to figure this out for years. So I'm glad to have someone specifically working with me on this problem. So
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. And I think we just have to find your offer. And the rest of it is like smooth sailing. And also when you're doing this, like think about like what you feel like you would feel comfortable like posting on social media about, you know? Because not
Yeah.
everything, like you said, like spirituality might not be something you want to share, but there's a lot of other things that you would maybe feel a lot more comfortable posting about, you know? So everybody's
Yeah.
kind of different with that and unique in how the take they want to do, you know? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All right. Well, have a great rest of your afternoon. And I'll for sure see you in a couple weeks, if not sooner. Let me know if you need anything. If you have any questions, that's what I'm here for. Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. I hope you do something really fun for your birthday this weekend.
Oh, well, thank you. All
Bye.
right. Bye.